Rockstars, Suzanne Paulinski here, founder of the Rockstar Advocate. You can call me Suz. Welcome to my channel. I am so excited to be back on this podcast. If you've been listening to me for any amount of time on the podcast, the MusicPreneur Mindset Podcast, I want to welcome you back. Same podcast, a little bit of a new direction and a new name, the Redefine the Hustle Podcast. And if you're watching me on YouTube right now or Spotify, as you can see, we have video now. So this is season 5 of my podcast. This is episode 115, but it's got a little bit of a new look and it's got a new sound and it's got a little bit more of a deeper topic and focus than the MusicPreneur Mindset Podcast had. So if you've never listened before, welcome. We're so happy to have you. And if you've been a listener of mine, whether from the beginning or as recently as episode 114, I want to thank you for still being with us and for supporting the podcast. And for those of you who have seen me on Instagram or who have sat across a computer screen from me on Zoom or Google Meet during one of our clarity sessions, you'll know that I'm very minimalist. I currently live in a 300 square foot tiny house, but it's very simple. I like to lead a simple life, and I don't really like to get super dressed up and put all the hair and makeup and stuff in there. I like to just be me. Hopefully that's enough for you guys. I hope you like it, and that you're here for the content. And I do feel confident that I can give you some great content that you can use and, more importantly, apply to your music career. Whether you are a musician or you're an employee at a label or agency, or maybe you're a manager or booking agent, if you work in the music industry and want to build a career doing what you love, this is for you. Now, the reason for the name change is because the MusicPreneur Mindset, I started in 2017 at the very tail end of the year. I just wanted to help creatives see themselves as entrepreneurs, even if they worked for somebody else, because being an entrepreneur has taught me how to let go of perfection paralysis, how to be more experimentational in my approach, how to keep trying even when I feel like I'm not reaching my goal or I'm not where I want to be as fast as I want to get there. And the entrepreneur mindset has really served me well over the last almost 10 years. So I'm hoping that that podcast served you. If you haven't ever listened to it, I'll leave the link in the captions below, which are now the new show notes, and you can catch the 114 episodes or just a few of them if you'd like when you have time. But it was really focused on helping you see yourself as an entrepreneur. But I felt that there was still deeper work that I wanted to touch upon. And from the very beginning of starting the Rockstar Advocate, which if you don't know, the reason there's a slash between rock and star is because I see it as a dual relationship. I'm here to help creatives in the music industry get centered, get connected to that foundation within them to keep them grounded, be that rock so that you can reach your full potential. You can be that star that you want to be, whether that means getting to Madison Square Garden at some point or whether that means getting that promotion or running that agency that you're currently working at. Or maybe it means maintaining the job you have, but feeling like you're really connected to it and feel passion around what you do every day if you're not feeling that right now. So however you define success, you got to feel grounded and you got to get that centeredness in order to maintain when life throws all different sorts of things our way. Productivity is very personal. It's not a one size fits all. Okay, it's not being a part of the 5 a.m. club if you are better functioning at 9 a.m. and go to bed at 2. It's not about certain checklists and following a certain blueprint. It's about figuring out what works best for you so that you can do your best work, even if you're working for somebody else, even if you're like, Suz, but these are the hours I have to work and these are how many days of the week I have to be in an office or work from home. That's fine. We can still work within that structure in a way that suits you and that allows your strengths to come shining through. So hustle is not a bad word. It's fine. But especially in the music industry, it can be very toxic when used in the wrong way. So I think it's time we redefine it for ourselves. I've been using the hashtag Redefine the Hustle since I very first start of this company, the Rockstar Advocate. It's really something that I believe in. And so that to me was the new natural brand for this podcast because we're going to be doing a bit more deeper work. with the MusicPreneur Mindset Podcast, I only had on musicians as my guests. Like, that was the criteria. You had to be a musician. And while that was great, and I think it served an important purpose, I really wanted to open up the conversations a little bit more into conversations outside of the music industry, but that still serve the industry. So I'm going to have some psychologists on the show. I'm going to have some Reiki healers on the show and different coaches and practitioners that come at healing and avoiding burnout from all different ways. And I'm still going to have the music industry professionals on. In fact, with this episode, I've dropped 2 new interviews. One with Sarah Gulish, founder of F Flat Books. We had such an incredible conversation, and she's such a stellar pick for the one of the first guests of this new rebrand of the podcast, because we had such an amazing conversation about what it really means to redefine your hustle. And I just can't wait for you guys to listen to it. The link to that is in this caption below. And another amazing talk with Indie Flow executive Laura Katana and artist relations manager Edie Blue. So I'm super excited to share their conversation with you, because the 3 of us really got into, how musicians can help themselves. And Indie Flow, really, if you haven't checked them out, go check them out. They really offer a 360-degree service suite, no matter where you are in your journey as a musician, whether it's, digital distribution, creating an EPK, getting coaching from experts in the industry. They really just have such a robust offering. I'm just so excited to have had the chance to have a conversation with them and finally share it with you guys. Now, something I want to admit to you guys about this podcast. There was no theme song in the beginning. There was no intro music. There's no webpage on my website that has any of this stuff on it yet. One of the most important things I wanted to do was start on YouTube and get the content out there first. This is going to grow as we go. And I hope that you find that inspiring. Is this going to be messy? Yeah. And I realized if I continued to not do this until I was ready, not do this until I had all the little pieces put together, you'd never hear it. Because life keeps getting in the way, and it's going to continue to do that. That's what life does. And so I want to invite you on this journey where we get a little messy. And I hope that inspires you to act before you feel ready. Act before all the pieces are there. When it comes to sharing content and starting conversations that are important, you don't need to have all the best bells and whistles. You just have to show up. So even though this feels super scary to me, I'm here. It might be a little messy. It will not always look the same. Future episodes will have hopefully really cool theme intros in there. We have different segments that I want to have for every episode that you're not going to see here in today's episode because they're not ready yet. But I can't wait to share them with you. And so I hope you come on this journey with me. And more importantly, I hope you help build this journey with me. So please feel free to leave a comment below or DM me on Instagram. You can always find me at Rockstar Advo, the same name of this channel, Rockstar Advo, ADVO. And let me know respectfully what you like, what you didn't like, what you'd like to see, and what topics you'd like to make sure I cover. And I'll do my best to accommodate that. If you have your own podcast that's video based, I'd love to know about it. I'd love to check it out. I'd love to hear your experience hosting one. So feel free to drop the link below. I'd love to know about it. The MusicPreneur Mindset Podcast was very structured and it was highly, highly edited by me and my number 2, the person I'd be lost without, Jen O'Hagan, my director of Rockstar Affairs. She helps me edit the podcast episodes, and we were painstakingly making it very structured and very crisp and short, with a new checklist and new guide to download at on every episode, and curated show notes and designed web pages for every episode. And the thing is, I want to be able to show up more on the front end of things rather than worry so much about the back end of things that really, after asking a lot of our listeners, wasn't serving them in the way that I had thought. And so the effort and the output wasn't matching the outcome. And so that is really important to me. And so now, we're going to see episodes that are not so strictly edited. I'm going to be a little messy sometimes. I'm going to fumble over my words a little bit. I hope that makes it a little bit easier to relate to, and I hope you get to know me a little bit more. Because we're doing it on video, I'm going to show you a little bit more of my life and how I've put together the Rockstar Advocate and what working at the Rockstar Advocate looks like. So you're going to see lots of different things that you literally couldn't see on the old podcast. I've also created just one opt-in that you need. Now, if you go listen to past episodes of the MusicPreneur Mindset Podcast and I mention an opt-in or a download, you can still access those. The beauty of it is you sign up once and you'll access the entire library of all of the different checklists and guides I created during those first 4 seasons. But now moving forward, there's one guide that I poured my heart and sweat and tears into to create for you. It's 49 pages, full color, a fillable PDF that gives you access to my very best trainings and walks you through the full foundation you need to redefine your own hustle and what that really means. Click the link below. It's a brand new free guide. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Stitcher or anything like that, or if you're watching this video on Spotify, make sure to visit the YouTube page at Rockstar Advo. You can go to YouTube and just search Rockstar Advo. You will find my channel. And in these captions, these YouTube video captions here below this video are the new show notes. Okay? It's not as bells and whistly as I was used to, but it's actually going to serve you better. And that's what's important. So I'm going to act before I'm ready. I'm going to get on here and post content that may not be as scripted as you're used to hearing from me. But I hope that it serves you in a way that maybe former episodes weren't. So I welcome the feedback. I can't wait to hear from you. And when you download the Rockstar Advocate freebie below, the Redefine Your Hustle Starter Kit, you are going to, or if you just want to subscribe here, right below to this YouTube channel, you gain access to a private and exclusive channel on Instagram at Redefine the Hustle. Okay, and my team there, shout out to Jen who manages my communities. Jen makes sure and works with me to put out exclusive content around time management, mindset tricks and tips, and just new and behind the scenes stuff that I don't share anywhere else. Plus, some extras from this podcast are going to be there as well. So if you want all the exclusive content, make sure to join us at Redefine the Hustle on Instagram, but you gotta subscribe to YouTube or download the Redefine the Hustle Starter Kit. Those are the 2 ways you get in, okay? So if you're not sure how to join, simply DM me on Instagram if you're following my page at Rockstar Advo. That is the public channel that's open to everybody. Or you can comment below or message me here on YouTube, or you can email me, Suz, S-U-Z, at therockstaradvocate.com. And that's how you can join us in the private channel. If you're looking for more support or want to know what the heck being a growth mindset coach is all about and how I can help you and support you in your music career, let's talk. If you want to schedule a free call with me, this is how you do it. Go to this URL that's on your screen right now. If you're listening to the audio, it's therockstaradvocate.com/work-with-Suz, S-U-Z. So it's therockstaradvocate.com/work-with-Suz and a dash between each word. So that's how you can fill out a form to schedule a call with me. Once you submit the form, it'll take you right to my calendar. You choose a time that works for you, and you and I can talk about how I can best support you. That's where I'm at. I'll continue to improve these episodes as I go, but I wanted to get this out to you. Done is better than perfect. And thank you for embracing my imperfections and being on this journey with me. And I can't wait to continue. I'll see you next time.